When was it published? See when books and articles were published. Check to see when websites were last updated. If the site lists no date, see if other links to if links on the website still work. If the links are all disabled, chances are it hasn't been updated in a little while. Now, remember that recent doesn't necessarily always mean better. Some topics may require very current information, whereas others may call for older sources. And most of your topics have been around for a while. Aliens obviously have been in contest since 60s or 70s, even 50s. We've got pornography being a hot topic since at least the 70s when Hugh Hefner was big. Global warming, there was a global cooling debate or controversy that came up in the 70s. So these topics have been around for a while. Government mandated immunizations, of course, have been around forever. And so just be aware that your topic, you may find an article that isn't published yesterday but still has relevance or still offers good information. Finally, ask yourself, does your article include other useful information? Is there a bibliography that might lead you to other sources at the end? That's always a gold mine. Check bibliographies or works cited or reference pages at the end and go to those sources directly yourself if you want more information. And then you might also ask, how current are the sources it cites? So how current are the sources your source cites, in other words? Okay, finally, we want to talk real quick about reading sources with a critical eye. This is just a good practice to get in. And in this case, we've already hit on some of these ideas in your last unit where we had to analyze text and decide how effective the arguments are. But a first thing to consider would be, what arguments is the author making? Do they present a number of different positions, or do they just argue for one particular position? Again, it's always good to present as well balanced a view as you possibly can when making a persuasive case. Which leads me to the next question: how persuasive do you find the argument? What reasons and evidence does the author provide in support of the position? Again, you can't just say, this is fact, believe it. No, you have to provide support, right? Are there citations? Are there links? And if so, are they credible? Is any evidence presented without citations? Do you find any of the author's assumptions questionable? How thoroughly does he or she consider opposing arguments? These are all good things to consider. And then also, do you recognize ideas you've run across in other sources? So, does it have any information that other sources include? Again, you could look at that bibliography. Are you familiar with the content, or are these brand spanking new ideas that no one else has ever heard of? You might be cautious of those. Finally, you might just ask yourself if this source that you have supports or challenges your own position, or maybe it does both. Does it support your thesis? Again, you're making a claim that one perspective on your particular topic is more principled or more persuasive, more effective than other points of view on that same topic. Okay, so finally, I want to show you a really cool website, and I think you're going to want to all check it out. It has all sorts of neat resources available for you as researchers. And in order to find it, you have to start by opening a web browser and going to consortiumlibrary.org. This is our main library homepage, and the reason you have to go through the library webpage is because the website I'm going to show you was actually subscribed to by our library. It costs money in order to have access to it. So because the library has already paid your fees, you can use the library website to go and find this one I'm going to show you and not pay anything. So you start by going to the main page and selecting the link for Find Articles, and I've got it highlighted there on the screen. So select that, and then you'll come to this page. And it's just another level where you would within the Consortium Library webpage, where you would then search for articles. And now you're going to look under the Research Guides area and select Reference Resources. And that will take you to this page. We'll give you all sorts of databases where you can find reference material online. So if you maybe need to look up a word in an encyclopedia or Almanac or an Oxford English Dictionary, and you're not at the library where the reference books are, or you don't have those kind of books at home, you can actually use this page here. But the first link on the screen is the one I want to show you. It's called Facts on Files, Issues and Controversies. And basically, if you'll see there, this website explores more than 800 hot topics in business, politics, government, education, and popular culture. So if you select that link, you may be required, if you're not on campus already logged into a library computer, you may be required at this point to enter your UAA username in order to access this material. And again, that's just because this website I'm going to show you is subscribed to. It costs money. So the library pays money so that you can access it. So make sure you enter your new UAA username as well. But once you click on that link, you should be taken to Facts on File, Issues and Controversies. And again, this is just a really in-depth resource that offers all sorts of articles from magazines, journals, books, top news stories on each of your topics. And you can either do a keyword search, extraterrestrial life, or pornography, or vaccines, global warming, etc. You can do a keyword search here. Or you can look down at the subject index and search through there as well. But I've already actually looked for each of your topics, and I know there are multiple articles for each of you. So I would really suggest that you take a look at what resources this website has to offer. In addition, if you look there under Tools for Students, there are a couple of really neat websites: Avoiding Plagiarism, how to make sure that you're quoting or paraphrasing information accurately, and then really importantly, there's a Citing Sources guide that will show you how you can take articles from this website and then cite them properly in your paper. So I think you're really going to like this website. It's a great resource. You're all talking about controversial issues, so it has lots of resources and information and articles on your topics. And then it's also a great place to look again in the future if you're looking for a research topic, or maybe you need an editorial on a particular topic. Whatever you need, this is a great source. Again, you won't be able to access it without going through the library because it does cost money typically. It's got a huge number of databases that it accesses, so that costs money to maintain. But it's free for you as a UAA student, so definitely check it out, and hopefully you'll be able to find an extra resource or two. So this is the end of the video. At this point, I'd like you to go back to your outline for your Unit 3 paper. Make sure that your introduction meets the standards outlined on that page, that you've got a thesis statement that's clear, you've got no instance of we, are, I, us, me, my, you, etc., and that you've effectively mentioned the 3 to 5 articles that you're going to analyze. And again, that introduction can be at least 2 paragraphs if you want. It doesn't need to all be crammed into one, because you have a lot of material to cover, so I won't blame you at all if you need to expand a bit. And then start section 2, which is the main body of your paper. Start breaking down these articles that you're analyzing. Again, don't stress out too much about this. I hope this little video on evaluating sources has maybe helped you think in a new light about your sources. But at the same time, at some point you just need to take the sources you've got and run with them, and don't stress out too much. But check out this website just by means of getting more context for your topic, or at least seeing what kind of sources are out there and available for you. All right, feel free to email me over the weekend rather, if you need to, and I will see your fresh faces on Monday.